two iconic, world-famous dog breeds that are extremely popular in almost every part of the world. According to many, they are the most ideal family dogs, but if necessary, they can also stand their ground as working dogs. Is this really so? And, the most frequently asked question, how do these two dog breeds, the Labrador and the Golden Retriever, differ from each other and how do they resemble to each other? Can you distinguish between them and recognize them? In this part, we answer these questions and share our thoughts with you. The history of the two breeds. Both the Labrador and the Golden Retriever acquired their final forms in England, moreover, very close in time to each other, in the first decades of the 20th century. As far as we know today, the native land of the Labradors was the northern Newfoundland and the Canadian Labrador provinces, where a thick-haired black dog called St. John's assisted fishermen in their work, by catching fish sticking out of nets and pulling fishing nets ashore in the 16th and 17th centuries. The ancestors were brought with them to England by English sailors, where their excellent apporting abilities aroused the interest of the English nobility, who were actively hunting. A prominent role in the conscious formation of the breed was played by an English nobleman, Count Malmesbury, after which the breed was recognized in 1903, and the first club was created in 1916. At first, the yellow and brown fur variant were initially considered a genetic defect, but eventually the ice broke and it became recognized in 1925. Since then, the popularity of Labradors has been growing unstoppably and they have become one of the most beloved breeds worldwide. The origins of the Golden Retrievers have been shrouded in quite astonishing legends that have only cleared up somewhat after the recent discovery of the diary entries of Sir Dudley Marjoribanks, the breed's creator. Before that, there was a generally accepted view about their past that they were descendants of Russian circus dogs. However, the diary says that Marjoribanks, who lived in Scotland, crossed a local yellow retriever dog with a spaniel breed still alive at the time, which has since become extinct, and thus laid the foundation for the later Golden Retriever breed. The diary also revealed that the Lord of Tweedmouth wanted to create the most ideal retriever dog that could be used in all weather conditions. He involved setters in later lines and even mixed sand-colored English bloodhounds on one occasion to improve the smelling abilities of the breed. The breed was officially recognized in 1920 and the first breeding club was established at that time. Differences. Although the Labrador and the Golden Retriever are quite much alike, there are differences in their body structure. Let's take a brief look at these. Labradors are dogs of medium stature with a harmonious build-up and agile movement, which, of course, means a lot in their popularity. Their height at the withers is usually between 54 to 57 centimeters, and their weight is typical between 25 to 35 kilograms. Labradors cannot be spotted. They are exclusively monochromatic and 3 color variations are known. The most common is the black, yellow is rarer and the chocolate brown is becoming increasingly popular in our days. Its characteristic feature is the short, compact, so-called otter tail, which is a very serious help for them in swimming. In contrast, the Golden Retriever is more permissive by standard, with more variations at the withers, but typically it should stay between 51 to 61 centimeters. Their weight is also only a few kilograms different from that of Labradors, typically ranging from 27 to 36 kilograms. They are called golden, since their color is typically different shades of gold, from light to darker shades. If we talk only about their appearance, despite the weight similarities, the Labradors seem to be stockier than the lighter-looking, more airy Golden Retrievers. The hair of Labradors is shorter and much easier to care for, as opposed to the longer, usually wavy coat of Goldens, which requires regular and very thorough grooming. As one breeder we met put it, the maintenance of Golden's fur is sometimes tantamount to a nightmare. This breed practically sheds almost constantly and very much. Labradors' heads are typically wider and shorter, with perhaps some working line dogs being the exception, as opposed to the more elegant, finer lined head structure of Goldens. Although there are also many similarities in the temperament of the two breeds, of course there are minor differences, as well. Both breeds can be said to have outstanding intelligence, are extremely sociable, and neither of them endures loneliness and confinement. Both breeds are characterized by a fundamentally positive view of the world around them, typically not aggressive with other animals and people. Partly as a result of this, they are not really suitable for guard and protective work, but they are also not really suitable for guarding territory. Here, it is important to note that of the two breeds, perhaps, the Labrador is a slightly tougher character, mainly the working lines. Golden Retrievers are friendly towards almost everyone, and therefore also towards strangers, and always have a positive attitude and good-natured. The Goldens are considered to be a little softer personality, who fit better into the lives of quieter, less noisy families than Labradors, who constantly need that something happen around them all the time. Here, unfortunately, we should also mention that we have heard from several canine specialists that in recent times there has been a significant increase in the number of neurasthenic dogs emerging from puppy mills, which mainly affects Labradors. Of course, there may be another reason for what has just been said, and that is the huge, above-average need for activity of both breeds. Physical and mental activity play a huge role in both the Labradors and the Golden Retrievers' lives. No matter how friendly and well-meaning dogs we are talking about, in the absence of frequent activities and movement, their character can be significantly distorted, they can turn inward, and even, in some cases, aggressive. Anyone who wants to choose between these two breeds is actually in an easy position, since there is no decisive or fundamental difference between the behavior and temperament of Labradors and Goldens. Thus, the emotional element and who likes which color and appearance better can play a much greater role in the choice. However, everyone who chooses one of them should be aware that from the moment you take a puppy with you, for the next 10 to 15 years of your life, you will need a minimum of 1 hour of physical activity per day to be able to live harmoniously with these dogs.